From Mortal to Divine, a Cultivation Epic, Episode 15. Is this going to work? No problem. Chen Xiaobian and Lu Degang, after a night of struggle, finally successfully sealed the ghosts that had been haunting this old house underground. I always feel like you are not reliable. What do you know? My confinement array is not for ordinary wandering spirits in the human world. But this is Lu Degang's first time doing something like this with Xiaobian, and he always feels that he talks big but can't deliver, especially when he's showing off. It makes me really worried. Even evil spirits from hell won't be able to escape from him, but Xiaobian is confident in his methods, besides the scissors and knives he has inserted into the ground. He has also drawn lines with ink on them, which took a lot of effort. But we're here to catch ghosts, and I haven't even seen what a ghost looks like. You big dummy. Seeing a ghost as a living person can bring bad luck for 3 years. Lu Degang didn't understand what Xiaobian was saying, but he thought that catching ghosts required at least 300 rounds of battles with vengeful spirits. However, he didn't see a trace of a ghost that night, which made him somewhat disappointed. But what you said makes sense, and it wouldn't hurt to gain some experience. Maybe we can even find out where the treasure is buried. Xiaobian understood that seeing a ghost as a living person could bring bad luck for 3 years, or even shorten one's lifespan. However, hearing Lu Degang talk about it made him a bit curious. Mugwort, why do we need that? We don't need anything else. You go find some mugwort with dew on it. The more, the better. So he immediately ordered Lu Degang to find some mugwort with dew, claiming that he wanted to show Lu Degang the ghost, and maybe they could get some clues about how to get rich from this Republican-era ghost. We seek wealth and success in the face of danger. Didn't you say that seeing ghosts is not good? Then let's forget about it. Xiaobian coaxed and deceived Degang to do some physical work, while he went back into the room to continue his preparations. For this ghost-catching mission, Xiaobian was well prepared. His large bag was filled with almost everything he could think of. At this moment, he took out a large piece of white cloth from a pile of miscellaneous items. What are you doing with that? After Lu Degang returned with a bundle of wet mugwort, Chen Xiaobian had already hung the white cloth in front of his confinement array. What's this? Are you going to watch a movie or something? Here, give me a piece of mugwort, Xiaobian joked with Degang, while accepting a piece of mugwort with dew from him. He vigorously shook it, and the dew from the mugwort splashed onto the white cloth in front of him, making it wet. Chen Xiaobian demonstrated and then handed this physical task over to Lu Degang. He lit a white candle on the windowsill behind the white cloth. Meanwhile, Degang used dew to thoroughly wet the white cloth. The heavens are clear, and the earth is clear. Let the vengeful spirits of this place report quickly, as if by royal decree. After completing all of this, Xiaobian took out a soul-calling talisman from his bag and stuck it to the ground while showing off. To be honest, your pose may look cool from the front, but sticking out your butt like that is really unflattering. But then Lu Degang's words almost made Xiaobian spit out blood. All right, we can watch a movie now. Why do I feel like you always treat ghost catching as a game? After affixing the soul-calling talisman, Xiaobian seemed like he was really about to watch a movie. He grabbed a chair, comfortably crossed his legs, and sat down. All of this made Lu Degang feel even more unreliable. What do you know? Only old folks are so traditional. Look, they're coming out. Just as Degang didn't understand what Chen Xiaobian was doing, suddenly there was a flicker on the white cloth, and something actually appeared. 2 dark figures slowly emerged from underground. When the candlelight behind them shone on the white cloth, 2 human shadows became visible. It really looked like watching a movie. Talented ones who called us out. Although those 2 ghosts were just shadows, it was clear that one was male and the other female. Their intimate gestures suggested they were either a married couple or lovers. Hey, what are you afraid of? There really are ghosts. Lu Degang, who had been somewhat disappointed for not seeing any ghosts earlier, was now genuinely frightened as he witnessed the ghosts suddenly appearing. Don't worry, there's no harm in seeing ghosts this way, and they can't come out. Who's scared, however? Xiaobian had been following his father, old Chen Dog, for over a decade and had experienced countless such situations. He was immune to it. Hey, you two, do you recognize me? The great sorcerer Chen Xiaobian. Tell us why you're harming people here. Xiaobian ignored Lu Degang and instead called out to the two ghosts. Lianhua, don't be afraid. I'm here, talented one. Who are they? So scary. I'm scared. But those two ghosts, after hearing Chen Xiaobian's words, not only didn't respond, but also engaged in more intimate actions. Who are you people? How dare you provoke us? Watch how I deal with you. Next, the male ghost named Talented One clenched his fist, seemingly showing off his bravery in front of the female ghost. Oh no, it hurts, Talented One. Are you okay? The male ghost then jumped to attack. Intending to harm someone, however, he accidentally bumped into Xiaobian's ink thread that he had set up. The ink thread swayed and made a sizzling sound. Talented One, are you okay? I'm so worried. I'm fine. For Lianhua, unwilling to face any danger. The male ghost didn't jump out, but rather got hurt in the spirit. Despite the injury and the presence of two strangers, the two ghosts once again engaged in their intimate behavior, giving Chen Xiaobian and Lu Degang the creeps. Can you pay attention? Can you answer my questions? Seeing the two ghosts getting intimate again, Xiaobian fake coughed a couple of times to remind them, and then asked his question once more. Don't blame me for not telling you. If you don't speak, I'll let the ink thread drop to the ground. You know what that feels like, afraid that these two ghosts would still not cooperate. Xiaobian had to threaten them with a few words. Talented One, tell him, we were people from the Republican era, originally a deeply in love couple. After realizing their situation, the two ghosts indeed cooperated actively and had the male ghost narrate their life story. Lianhua, have you understood the meaning of the poem I recited? You're so annoying, reciting such poems for others. Turns out, these two were young people from the Republican era. They came from relatively well-off families, both well-educated, and even joined a poetry society together. They gradually became a couple. Talented One, what can we do? Lianhua, I love you. Even if we die, we should be together. I feel the same way. But the good times didn't last long. Their families didn't approve of their relationship, so they decided to elope, just like in foreign novels. However, since they had no experience in the real world, they quickly fell into trouble. At that time, their love was strong, and the thought of being separated when returning home was hard for them to accept. At that time, they believed that their love could overcome everything. All right, just talking is enough. No need to act it out. You two are quite old, so be careful. In the end, these two lovers made a very resolute decision, which was to hang themselves from this big tree. After being discovered, each family took back their bodies and buried them. However, since then, both families couldn't find peace. Every night, they could hear the cries of the two, which became unbearable. Later, both families, unable to endure it, arranged a joint burial for the two lovers under this big tree. Finally fulfilling the destiny of these ill-fated lovers, it was considered a somewhat perfect ending. However, they knew that in the afterlife, they would have to drink Mangpo's soup, re-enter the cycle of reincarnation, and be truly separated. So after becoming ghosts, they had to hide from the Yin officers every day, living in constant fear. Although it was a tragic love, it ended with the lovers being together. So why did you come out to harm people? Xiaobian, listening to the ghosts talk about their love story, couldn't help himself and interrupted, asking them about the reason for harming people. We didn't want to harm anyone. It was the Earth Dragon. It protects us from being caught by the Yin officers, but the condition is that we lure people into self-strangulation. We've had enough of this life and want to move on, but it won't let us go. To Xiaobian's surprise, these two ghosts became very agitated when they mentioned the Earth Dragon. They claimed that they were forced to harm people because of it. Lianhua, how could you say we've had enough? Lianhua, why is that? What did I do wrong? Don't think I didn't see you peeking at that little female ghost next door a few days ago. I saw it all. Look at the handsome guy with the braids in front of us. He's much better looking than you. Then go find him. I'll go find the female ghost next door. You said there's an Earth Dragon here. Tell us what it looks like and how many years of cultivation it has. What's an Earth Dragon? Chen Xiaobian couldn't stand these eccentric ghosts anymore, but he remembered their mention of an Earth Dragon in this area and wanted to inquire more about it. Oh no, the rooster crowed. As soon as the question left his mouth, a loud crow of a rooster came from outside the window. Xiaobian immediately shouted, "This is bad. Lianhua, we need to leave quickly. The time has come. I haven't forgiven you yet." After the rooster crowed, the two ghosts panicked, turned around, and were about to leave. Wait, don't leave. I still have some questions. Despite Chen Xiaobian shouting anxiously, the two ghosts had to adhere to their designated time, and in the blink of an eye, they disappeared back into the ground, leaving only the white cloth behind. Why are they so punctual even as ghosts? Is the information about the Earth Dragon that important? Seeing Chen Xiaobian's urgency, Lu Degang assumed that he wanted to deal with the malevolent Earth Dragon and inquired about it for future reference. I haven't asked them where they buried the treasures yet. However, when Chen Xiaobian opened his mouth to continue his questioning, Lu Degang was completely baffled. They were forced. Maybe we should let them go. After listening to the ghost's story, Lu Degang sympathized with their situation, having been pressured by the Earth Dragon, but Chen Xiaobian didn't share his empathy. Is harming others the solution to protect themselves? Can this be justified? That would turn the world into chaos. Regardless, let's dry their souls. In Chen Xiaobian's view, the two ghosts had caused the deaths of innocent people in their pursuit of self-preservation, and that was unforgivable. After the rooster crowed, "It's already daylight. Chen Xiaobian, instruct Lu Degang to continue." Once the rooster had crowed, daylight broke, and Chen Xiaobian ordered Lu Degang to get to work. "You've got some skills, little dog, quite the expert." Of course, he had Lu Degang bring a shovel and started digging beneath the spots where he'd inserted the dagger and scissors. All done, this task is completed. After Lu Degang finished the digging, Chen Xiaobian inspected the area, feeling satisfied that they had accomplished their mission. Lu Degang had unearthed two severely decayed skeletons from the spot, and due to over a century of exposure, the coffins and clothing had already rotted away, leaving behind just the skeletal remains. Fortunately, this place is somewhat remote. Otherwise, people would surely find it strange that two young men were stacking human bones on the ground as if they were fools. Now they won't harm anyone anymore, right? After this exposure to sunlight, there's nothing left of them. Lu Degang looked at the bone remains emitting black smoke as they burned and reminisced about their experiences from the previous night, gaining a newfound appreciation for Chen Xiaobian. By the way, Xiaobian, what's this Earth Dragon they mentioned? Earth Dragon. Well, in simple terms, it's like a land snake. Suddenly reminded of the mastermind Earth Dragon, Lu Degang began inquiring with Chen Xiaobian. However, to be referred to as a dragon, it's not an ordinary snake. It must have a spiritual cultivation of over 300 years, at least growing scales on its back, a horn on its head, and exhibiting signs of transformation into a dragon. Moreover, the earth dragon's body is a treasure trove. Just one of its horns can be worth millions. Chen Xiaobian explained for a while, but couldn't remember any more details, except that his father had once mentioned that earth dragon horns were quite valuable, which made him feel embarrassed. That valuable, huh? Should we go eliminate it? Speaking so lightly, just the two of us. Even my father wouldn't dare approach it. Don't seek death. Upon hearing Lu Degang's enthusiasm about the potentially lucrative opportunity, Chen Xiaobian quickly became more balanced in his judgment. As the two chatted leisurely, a car approached on the dirt road. Oh, problem solved. Handsome young man, you're quite skilled. Chen Xiaobian and Lu Degang stood up as they noticed that the approaching vehicle carried Qin Da, the person responsible for their mission. Indeed, the student surpasses the teacher. You're truly worthy of being Dog's son. Qin Da praised Chen Xiaobian, acknowledging their success in vanquishing the malevolent ghost. All right, just leave the bones here. You don't need to worry about it. I'll send someone to take care of it shortly. Chen Xiaobian had a favorable impression of Qin Da. He was willing to pay, generous, and his words of praise were quite pleasant. Haha, don't worry. I'm not like my brother, always having others work for free. It's strange how people still help him. Xiao Shui, who do you think I'm talking about? I don't recognize him. Qin Da pulled Chen Xiaobian aside and reached into his pocket. I'm not the kind of person who lets friends work for free. Everyone needs to eat. Xiao Shui, take this. Qin Da handed Chen Xiaobian a small stack of crisp red bills, which he stuffed into his pocket. It was clear that Qin Da had come to pay the balance for their services, and his considerate gesture improved Chen Xiaobian's opinion of him. All right, that's 1,000 yuan for the remaining balance settled. I'm leaving. I'll contact you if there's more work. Qin Shu, goodbye. After giving the money to Chen Xiaobian, Qin Da didn't stay long. He waved and got into his car, but before driving away, he shouted something. Then, with the sound of the engine, the car drove off in a cloud of dust. Why shout after giving money? Turns out he's a fake generous guy. As Chen Xiaobian watched the car leave, he wondered why Qin Da had shouted about the money as he departed. Could he have felt regretful about parting with the money? Chen Xiaobian, Dagang, you? Calm down, calm down. With an angry shout from Lu Degang behind him, Chen Xiaobian suddenly understood that Qin Da had been deliberate in his actions. Degang, let me explain. Explain what? You gave that guy 1,000 and only gave me 200. You're ripping me off. I did all the hard work. And my neck still hurts. I want you to experience this feeling. However, Chen Xiaobian was puzzled about how Lu Degang knew that he had given him less money. No wonder his father had warned him about having too much to do with this guy. He was truly cunning. Chen Xiaobian wouldn't admit that the issue was his fault. Will an extra 100 work for you? No, it's 200. How about 150? No, it's 200. 160. Chen Xiaobian should consider himself lucky that Lu Degang wasn't too sharp, as he hadn't grasped the meaning of the remaining payment. If he had known that Chen Xiaobian had received 2,000 yuan, he might have wanted an even larger share.